Hi, Brad Rao, BradRaoMusic.com. So this video is 10 ways where a musician can make money. I will admit right now that if you have to make a lot of money very quickly, that this is not a good video. This video is for creating long-term assets that will generate you small amounts of money over large amounts of time with you doing very little, and enough of them can build up so that if something like this happens and all of your gigs are canceled and half your jobs are canceled, you're still going to be okay. So hopefully this is going to help some people out here. So for the first thing, I just have to say you have to have your music for sale online. It's worth it. It costs $50 per album. Put it for sale. If you don't have music for sale online, spend some time recording. Try to make a good recording. Maybe if you have, my roommate has a lot of recording equipment, so if there's someone close by that you are already around, maybe they can help you do some recording. Maybe you can even pay someone who needs work. You could help pay them recording if you have extra money, or maybe you could agree to pay them later or something, but you just have to have music online. You have to have it for sale. The two main things are CD Baby and TuneCore. If you're a classical musician, I recommend TuneCore. I've had a lot of problems with CD Babies getting my classical music online. There's all kinds of problems. I could still, to this day, couldn't describe to you what the problem is, and I have no idea what the solution is. But my albums are up on TuneCore, so if you're a classical musician, I just recommend spend the $50, have your music on TuneCore. It's going to be worth it in the long run if you can afford it. Again, this is if you're scraping for cash. I wouldn't do this right now, but if you can make an investment that will return over a year or over a couple years, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. So now another thing, this is something that you can do for free, is Sheet Music Plus has an online thing where you can arrange music. So if you're a music major, you probably have some songs that you've already written on the computer, some arrangements, even some theory assignments, and you might want to consider putting them for sale on Sheet Music Plus. I'm not going to go through how to do it. I don't remember, but go to Sheet Music Plus. You can arrange music. So I have my own music for sale, and I have arrangements for other people's music. I have the cowbell part of Don't Fear the Reaper for sale online. You can check that out if you want to spend $5 to learn the cowbell part of Don't Fear the Reaper. Uh, Obviously, that's a joke, but you can there's a lot of, so that's something that you can do. If you're going to just sit there and do nothing all day, arrange music, arrange your favorite songs or whatever, and put them for sale on Sheet Music Plus. And then you have, for the rest of your life, you can make money from them. I also want to talk about just promoting yourself. If you have music for sale, this is obvious. Put it on Facebook, put it on Instagram, put it on regularly, and don't feel shameful about doing it. People want to hear you worked hard, you have a degree, or you practiced hard, or you want, you spent the time. If you're listening to this, you want this, so you had to have done something. And people want to hear your hard work. They need this more than ever. So you please don't be afraid to share as anything you can, during this time. I think that it's not in any shame at all or bragging, but if you have a gift that you can give to people, I think it's selfish to keep it to yourself more than it would be to, oh, look at me. I don't think that's what it's about. So another thing that you can do, this is more of again, for a long-term thing, is hiring an assistant. Of course, if you want to, I have the best assistant, but you can talk to me about that. But you can also go to different places like Upworks and look for people. And what an assistant will do is they'll book gigs for you, or they'll do all the things on this list so that you can basically sit and practice. I think that short term, if you hire an assistant for a short period of time, that's usually how people do it, to just create clientele. I have an assistant that I hire every week. I would say that it's a necessary part of my business, and I honestly balanced out. I made as much money as I spent, but I would say that that's a pretty good year. And it's definitely a long-term game, but you can get so much. I couldn't get done half of what I do without an assistant. So I really recommend, either for short term or long term. Plus people need work. If you have extra money, again, if you're struggling for money, this is not a good thing to do. But if you have some extra money and you want to generate some long term assets, You could, not even do any. You could hire someone to do something on this list for you, um, and then just sit and play music, and while you do something else. And over the long run, it will pay off. But the short term, again, it is a financial investment. So another one is Spotify playlist. This is huge. If you have music for sale, you have to be on Spotify playlists. This is one of the big secrets. A lot of people some people make their careers doing this. Everybody's making a little bit of money. I make a little bit of money doing this. Here's basically how it works. So I play classical guitar. So I try to find classical guitar playlists, or music for meditation, music for sleeping, that for my genre. Maybe you play jazz music and you've caught music for coffee houses, whatever. You have to find stuff that would fit you. Your genre, what people like. So you find playlists, and you want to find playlists by someone who made it, like a person. You don't want to find RCM's playlist or Sony's playlist or anything like that. You want to find a playlist from Joe Smith. And then you can usually find these people on Facebook or Spotify. And what I think the best way to do that is, first of all, you should have created your own playlist. If you don't know how to create playlists on Spotify, make your own playlists. For a classical guitar, I have a Villalobos playlist with a bunch of Villalobos songs and my Villalobos songs. I have a Bach playlist where a bunch of great Bachs, but then my Bach's in there too. Why not? And you make a bunch of playlists. So what you can do is you can add someone's song to your playlist, and you can ask them to add their song to your playlist. You can search for playlists in Spotify, and you can even see, how much. If it's a playlist with 1,000 people a month, when you get your song on there, that's 1,000 plays a month, or if it's 500 a month or whatever. But you want to be on as many Spotify playlists as possible. So that's just... It takes time. You have to contact people. I want to say right now, Spotify playlist is hopping. So this is maybe the market is flooded with this, so I don't know, but with people doing playlists. But people are definitely in tune to this. So if you're going to sit around and complain about not having money, you might as well try to get your music on some Spotify playlists. Theoretically, I'd imagine it would work on YouTube or other platforms. So look into that as well. I have no experience. Audio Jungle, you can sell your music on Audio Jungle. You don't have to pay to put it on. Audio Jungle is very, very picky on what music you had. If you've heard my music, my first album, Lacate Drawl, none of the songs had a recording quality enough to put on Audio Jungle. Probably doesn't surprise half of you. And my other album, Guitar Night, was able to get on Audio Jungle. I made about $150 from Audio Jungle last year from a spur in the moment, but it's just something that's sitting there. I could be making money right now, and I wouldn't even realize. So it was just nice to wake up one morning and find that there's an extra $100 in my bank for a month, and I don't even remember. I posted my music on Audio Jungle for 3 years with nothing happening, but it's just, and it's a lot of stuff for movies, so you could make little short clips of, just a 15-second clip or whatever, some kind of flamenco guitar or jazz guitar or something like that, and for people to use in movies or commercials. But again, it has to be high quality. Don't mess around. If it's a home recording, no. Your home recording isn't going on Audio Jungle. If it's a professionally done recording by someone, I have Rich King, who's a professional, has a degree, worked at a lot of studios. That is the kind of stuff, that you get on Audio Jungle. So another thing is create a donation button on your website. So hopefully you have a website or something like that. I just created a PayPal donation button. It was pretty easy to do. And I'm not going to tell you how to do that, but if you just search how to create a donation page on your website, you should have a donation page on your website. People could be giving you money. Some people want to donate. Some people can't. I couldn't find the donation button. I should make it bigger, honestly. So another thing is selling t-shirts. You can sell t-shirts. If you have an album, your album cover, you can drop in 20 minutes you could have a t-shirt for sale, or a picture, whatever, a logo. It's really easy to have t-shirts for sale. I use a t-shirt place called Store Frontier, and honestly, I don't make a lot of money from t-shirts. If you buy a t-shirt for $10, I probably only get $3. I probably maybe made $20 from t-shirts. But I'll tell you what, that's $20 that I wouldn't have had if I didn't have t-shirts for sale. Plus, I have t-shirts. Having t-shirts is cool. It makes you look good. You'll get more gigs because you have t-shirts. I don't know. It's a psychological thing. And then people are walking around with t-shirts. I mean, why not have t-shirts? There's a lot of places. So the place that I did, Store Frontiers, where I, instead of buying 1,000 t-shirts and then they're in my basement forever, which is not a long-term investment. Here, this is just a quick way where you can just have a t-shirt online and people can buy it or they don't. And, you know, again, I don't make a lot of money, but I'm making more money than I would have made if I didn't do it. So the next thing is Amazon affiliate. If you are not an Amazon affiliate, you need to be an Amazon affiliate. So every time that I recommend something to a student, you should buy this book. You need to get this piece of equipment. You need to check this out. Look, have you ever heard of this? I always give them an Amazon affiliate link. And if they click on that link and they buy something, I get a certain percentage. So I can, you know, now again, that's a very slow, I haven't actually made enough money to even be able to cash out doing that, but you should, why not have an Amazon? How many, if you're sharing Amazon links to students on a regular basis and you don't have an Amazon affiliate link, you're losing money slowly over time, and you could be gaining that and over the long run. The other thing is there's a Sheet Music Plus affiliate where, again, you can have a link to a Sheet Music Plus. So if I tell a student to check out a certain arrangement or a certain book and they buy it on Sheet Music Plus, I get a commission on that. And you can double down if you have arrangements for sale on Sheet Music Plus and you send a link that's from your affiliate program, you're making money from the affiliate program and from the arrangement itself. So it's twice the money. That sounds pretty good. So another thing that I just want to talk about is if you listen this far, hopefully you appreciate this. This is kind of more of a tying together big picture. What if you had an album for sale on Spotify and on YouTube? Okay. Now, first of all the links go everywhere else. In your YouTube link, there's a link to your Spotify, a link to your Spotify, a link to your YouTube. You want to make a list of all your links and put all your links in the description of everything you have so that they all connect together like a web. The bigger your web, the more flies you catch. You want to make your web as big as possible. So create links. It also backlinks them so that because this link is showing up, search engines will think that your link is more important. And I suppose it is, in a sense, if you do that. So you want to make sure you have that. Now let's say, so you have your music for sale. And if you're a songwriter, you have the arrangements for sale on Sheet Music Plus. Okay? And then you can have your video. So let's say someone goes to Sheet Music Plus and they listen to your song from YouTube. You made money from there. Or if they heard an ad, hopefully. Or whatever, you link them to Spotify, they listen to Spotify, you made a little bit of money there. And then they buy your song, then you made a little bit of money. You know, now they bought your song and they want to learn your song, so they have to listen to it 100 times. You know, these are the things where if all of these things are linked together and coordinated, these aren't really separate things that grow independently, but they grow dependently on each other. The more successful you are in one area, the easier it is to be successful in another area. So that it can build. Like if you're a very popular person and you sell t-shirts, you're going to sell even more t-shirts. Or if you're not popular and you have t-shirts, that's going to make you look more popular. And then other areas will grow. And then, you know, so these all feed into each other. And that's what you really want to have. It's not necessarily branding, although that's an aspect of it, but just having everything tied in so that everything links to everything else and it's all connected. And if you do that, you know, you over time can make, you know, some money. One of the things I say to students is it's really hard to make a lot of money in music, but it's very easy to make a little bit of money in music. And if you make a little bit of money in music a lot of times, then when the coronavirus happens and your gigs are gone and you lost some of your teaching jobs, you still have enough money to pay your bills. And that's, you know, I mean, I'm not. It's not a too little, too late thing, but this is a chance right now. If you're sitting at home, you're a musician, you don't know what to do. There are so many assets that you can generate right now. So get off your butt, do one of these things. You might as well. It's better than nothing. You're not going to make a lot of money now, but over the course of your life, if you spent your time, if you did 100 arrangements this month, you're going to have 100 arrangements for sale for the rest of your life. And as your popularity grows, those arrangements will grow in popularity, and who knows what will happen. But create some assets, better than doing nothing. So I hope some people enjoy this, and thanks for listening.